Howdy folks, and I hope you're all ready to dive into the plasma pool wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another quarter scale statue preview. So, Premium Collectibles Studios have dropped this on us, and I've got to say I am incredibly excited for this one. I think this is going to be a bit of a no-brainer for Mr. Go Figure, but what is it? Well, it is their quarter scale statue rendition of Brundle Fly, aka Jeff Goldblum from David Cronenberg's classic masterpiece of a movie, The Fly, 1986 I believe it was. And it's coincidental actually, I watch this film on a regular basis and I'd only just finished watching it when this popped up, and I've got to say, stoked, absolutely stoked for this one. But before we dive in, I would like to send the usual telepod size shout out to everybody who's supported the channel, and please drop a like and hype on this video as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the quarter scale statue, quarter scale action figure, 6 scale action figure, all the news, reviews, previews and showcases that we've got coming up. So PCS, as they shall be hitherto known throughout this preview. I don't have any of their stuff in the collection. I've got to admit it, hold my hands up here, guilty as charged. I have always been interested in picking up a piece from them, particularly interested in the Howling statue they recently released, the 1/3 scale Howling statue, but unfortunately the price tag on that thing was eye-watering, and it sort of stopped me from dipping my toe, unfortunately. Yes, it's got rooted hair all over it, and yes, it's a 1/3 scale statue, but boy, what an eye-watering price tag. But this boy, this is a quarter scale, and so hopefully, fingers crossed, and not that much rooted hair, only tough and coarse ones anyway, it won't reach the staggering price tag that the Howling statue did, but we've got to wait and see. Release date on this is the 26th this month, or rather the pre-order date, should I say, is the 26th, but as of yet, PCS haven't given us a price tag. But enough of my ramblings, we're here to have a look at the shots that PCS have dropped on us, so let's dive in. Let's take a look at the first one, and straight away, you can probably gather, it takes a lot to excite Mr. Go Figure, particularly at my age, but this one has really landed hard for me. First impressions are absolutely stunning. How PCS have captured that amazing practical makeup effects of Chris Wallace, and I think it was Stephen Dupuis, who worked in conjunction with him, have blown me away on this one. It's going to be a gush fest, I make no apologies for that. It looks stunning, it really does. The rendition of Brundle Fly here is absolutely amazing. That wet look straight away, the proportions, the colours, the asymmetrical look of Brundle Fly after he has been melded at a genetic level with the fly that gets caught in the telepod. Stunning. Yes, there's some great lighting going on in here, and we'll get to the lighting, particularly how this designer phone booth has been lit, but overall, first impressions are incredible. The level of detailing going on in there, the creasing, the wet look as I mentioned, the shading, the tonal changes in there with those deep reds going into those browns, and that wet look. Yeah, those eyes look phenomenal, super glassy, just on point there. The face itself amazing, and we've even got, as I mentioned before, we've got fly hairs on the back here, and apparently these are real. Well, I say real hairs, they're not sculpted in here, so maybe they're going to be some kind of flexible plastic or something like that, but they look stunning, as does this pod. But I'm sure we'll get a close-up look at the pod itself. On to the next. We've got him emerging from the pod here now. I think it's a perfect choice here from PCS to go for this look, the emerging from the pod look. I think as a standalone, yes, it will be super impressive, but with the pod in the background as well, that's just it's the cherry on the cake here for fans of Fly and fans of Cronenberg. And I have been a huge fan of Cronenberg since I was this big. Grew up on Carpenter, Cronenberg and Romero, and I am so stoked for this, you can probably tell. But that pod looks great. It looks screen accurate, the proportions look correct. It's that really dark metallic matte finish to it, looks amazing. The pod door I'm sure we'll see in more detail, and I'm going to assume that this is lit from the inside, so hopefully, well, it'll be USB-C powered, so that will just add to this overall effect. I'm getting to see these arms as well, the asymmetrical arms here that haven't fully formed, and yeah, just I can't say enough about the paint applications here. Just phenomenal, absolutely amazing. These photos are why I collect. It's this kind of work that really makes an old man very, very excited. Detailing is just next level. On to the next, and now we're getting to see the whole statue for the first time, and I am blown away. Let's talk telepod. First of all, we've got the broken glass at the front here with shards down on the base. That door itself, absolutely brilliant. You've got the hinging mechanism going on there. The smash section at the front looks perfect, where Stathis Borans actually shoots the cabling between the two telepods to disconnect them, and Brundlefly tries to escape, puts his arm through that glass portion on the door, and they've captured it beautifully. The cracks in there are wonderful, and as I say, you've got scattered pieces of that glass on the base there. Base itself looks very good, relatively straightforward here, and I think that was the way to go. So massive thumbs up there to PCS. We didn't want what he's standing on to take away from the pod and from Brundlefly itself, and they've nailed it. You've got that wooden floor from the loft apartment that he does his experiments in, and then what looks like the snapped off jaw, but I'm sure we'll get to that. We've got the Fly logo on the front there, and overall that pod is amazing. Now, looking at the detailing on the inside here, it looks like they've gone with what looks like possibly a resin or an acrylic to capture that sort of smoke effect that goes on inside the pod when the teleportation process is going on, and they've got it sort of seeping out here, and I think it works very, very well. And inside obviously lit as well. I think that's a great idea, but overall proportions nailed on, screen accuracy is there in spades, and the Brundlefly figure stepping out, that is just perfect as far as I can tell. Huge feet there. The sort of, well, it's not really gore, but the overall impact of that disfigurement as he transitions is just caught beautifully, and with the odd-looking hands. So yeah, I as you can tell, I'm super impressed. Almost lost for words, which is first for Mr. Go Figure. On to the next shot. Different angle here of him coming out of the pod, and once again that door, those beautiful ridges in that doorway there. Yes, it's got that very 80s feel, but I mean, it was made in 86, and I think Carpenter gave us the Thing in 82, so what we were seeing in the 80s, and they were such it was such a great decade. We saw Carpenter taking a B movie and remaking it and giving us a classic, and then Cronenberg doing the same with The Fly, and all done with practical effects, no CGI to be seen. I can't recommend these films enough. I am all for practical on-screen effects. The less said about CGI, the better as far as I'm concerned. It has its place, but it's overused. But enough of my pissing and moaning about CGI. The pod, you've got that blue tubing at the top there, screen accurate and on point. So yeah, absolutely excellent. Our first close-up of Brundlefly's head, and yeah. Perfect. It's damn close to perfect. If it's not perfect, it will do until perfect turns up. That is stunning. Loving the shine on the eyes here. External lighting is going to help with this. So yeah, you've got the internal lighting. Get the external lighting on this, and I think this is going to be a stunning piece. Absolutely stunning. You've got those sort of, I want to call them tentacles, but it's really difficult to describe what they are. Proboscis. Hanging down the front there with almost the nails on the end of them, then that huge gap where the jaw's been removed, then all the creasing, all the wet look. Yeah, massive chef's kiss here to the team over at PCS. That is amazing. Could almost be a still lifted from the movie. On to the next, different angle of him stepping out here. We're really getting to see how PCS have gone to town on the detailing here. I'm gonna have to lean in. It's just phenomenal here. Now I'm seeing a slight, is that a joint there in the arm? So when you put this thing together, I'm assuming possibly this is where one of the arms pegs in. But having a visible seam line or joint line there really isn't an issue with a figure like this. He is so covered in creases and cracks and withered flesh that that to me that is pretty much lost unless you're looking for it. The neck area, brilliant. Super high gloss paint applications, the shading going on in there, the detailing, the washes to pick out the crevices and the detailing, yeah, absolutely nailed on. And the obvious change colours from almost the fly arm to the semi-human arm, absolutely nailed on. Cracking photo, that one. Now more of the pod rather than Brundle Fly himself, yeah, Jeff Goldblum, just as an aside. There are a lot of people were saying that Jeff Goldblum should have picked up an acting BAFTA and Academy Award for this, and I'm sort of in agreement with them. But we were back in that period of the 80s where the Academy and BAFTA avoided horror movies like The Plague. If you haven't seen the film, check it out. Jeff Goldblum's performance, all the performances are excellent, but Jeff Goldblum's performance is truly stupendous. One of the best of his career, in my opinion. But yeah, that pod again, beautiful. Paint applications, I've said it, yeah, it just works on every level. On to the next. Another angle of him stepping out of the pod here. We're getting to see those sort of smoke effects in a little bit more detail. They've got a liquid quality to them, and I think it was probably dry ice they were using in those pods or some similar gas. So yeah, you're never quite going to get that gas-like quality unless you use some kind of synthetic fibre. But I think they've done a pretty good job here, and it does sort of drip out of the pod in the movie as well. But yeah, we're getting to see the detailing on the other side of the pod now. The windows there, and I believe that's a little fly, but we'll get to that. So yeah, overall, superb. The presence here is just next level for me. If the price is right here, and that's a big if we're not talking four figures, which we were with the Howling statue, then I am all in with this one. I really am. As long as I don't have to sell a kidney on eBay, I am all in. This will be a centerpiece to my horror collection, and no mistake. So on to the next. Close up here now. Yeah, we are looking at some imaginative lighting, I suspect. Here we've got some blues going on in the background here, and maybe some extra lighting externally from outside the pod, but that is just phenomenal in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Am I wearing fly colored glasses and am I getting this wrong? But that just looks off the charts to me. Really, really amazing. Even down to those fingers that have melded together there. The opening door, I think they've added some smoke here, obviously, for added effect. But yeah, I think it just works beautifully. On to the next, another close-up of that amazing head sculpt, and yeah, you've got the variance in those tentacles. We're really seeing how these paint applications make this thing pop, how they've rested in the crevices, that paint application there, the super shine, as I've mentioned. It's just all there. Let's just sit back for a second and admire the skill of PCS on this one. I give you Brundle Fly. On to the next. Different angle of the pod here, pretty similar to the one we saw previously, just getting a little bit more of the side here and that detailing, and there is definitely a fly on that porthole there, and I hope we get a close-up of that. I really, really do. And my wish is granted. So you've even got the tiny little fly that gets in there with him and gets bonded on a genetic level. And the detailing and the colouring on that fly, I know it sounds a little bit sad, but I think that's beautifully done. The greens, the yellows, that sort of luminescent quality that you get with house flies, and even down to the red eyes. Brilliant work, absolutely brilliant. Now, if this is a prototype and we may see changes in inverted commas, I really hope we don't see that many. I would like this to arrive as it's presented to us here. On to the next. Close up on that smoke detailing. Yeah, it's definitely a resin, maybe of some description. or some kind of polymer, something like that. I'm not 100% certain, but it works. It works, and we're seeing a close-up on the detailing of those pipes. Very, very simple. The most important thing here, really, for this pod for me, is the telepod, is getting the right shape and getting those paint applications right, and it looks like that's been done. And the paint applications on those legs, I know I sound like a crack record, but I mean, I'm absolutely ramped up for this one massively, as you can probably tell. On to the next, another shot, different angle this time. And yeah, detailing on that window, loving that a lot. The cracks stretching all the way up to the edges of the door as well. So yeah, superb, that, just superb. Can't be faulted. And I'm leaning in here, even down to the detailing on the button. That very, very simple sort of silver circle with a finger indentation that he revolves around, and then the two red lights at the top and bottom to indicate open and closed. Done beautifully, I've got to say. On to the next, stepping out. I'm just amazed, just absolutely. I never thought, I mean, I've always been hoping somewhere in the back of my mind that a company like Caustic Plastic or In Art would get the Cronenberg license, or at least the Fly license, and give us these guys in 1/6 scale, because I would be all over that. But the fact that PCS have managed to get the license, and I will take this, absolutely. I would dive in with both. I am such a Cronenberg fan. Once again, we've got that blue lighting, that internal lighting, and yeah, amazing work here, simply amazing. Close up on the back of that head now. Now this is the hair that we talked about earlier. Now, not 100% certain of the materials, as I say. There is a hint here in the blurb that comes with this release that there may be two versions. I'm not 100% certain. It says special edition when it's referring to the telepod. So are they doing a standalone, as I mentioned before? I'm not certain, but we'll have to wait and see. But it will be special edition all the way for me. If there's a telepod out there, I want it. Those hairs look great, whatever they're made of, maybe even wire, something like that. But yeah, the black area underneath that hair as well, just looking great, absolutely excellent. Stepping out again from the front this time, we're seeing that jaw on the floor. I hope we get a close-up of that. Yeah, that back leg there is immersed in the smoke. That's what possibly is going to be internally lit. So I'm going to assume it's maybe a clear resin or a clear plastic with that opaque look, that opaque white look. So well, when you don't have it turned on, it still looks like smoke, but when you light it up, it comes to life. I can't see not using that feature. We've got that close up of the bottom jaw that Ronnie accidentally pulls off in their tussle, and yeah, great detailing, great inclusion, lovely little touch here to have this on the base. The teeth look phenomenal. That jaw looks excellent and suitably gruesome, and we're getting a close-up on these broken shards of glass as well. Lovely detailing there, just a great little touch to finesse the base from PCS. And another one, another distance shot here, another all shot, yeah, on point, absolutely stunning. A close-up again, and these photos, this is going to be a vlogger's dream. I mean, even with the most basic of lighting, this thing is going to pop. I can see me having hours of endless fun photographing this thing. Great shading there, great colours, scale proportions, as we've already mentioned, all there. Another one of him coming out from the side, yeah. Just, oh boy, I'm going to need to lie down after shooting this. Great, absolutely great. Another close-up there of him coming out, yeah, can't be faulted. Another distance shot of that telepod, and finally, I think this is the last shot. No, it's not. We've got some more close-ups here. We've got a side close-up. They've really dropped a shit ton of photos on us, and I am not complaining. I'm going to just get in and look at the detailing here, admire it. It's pitted on those appendages on the face there. You've got those sort of hook things on the proboscis that move up and down. You've even got those little furry sections at the side there. I'm hoping they're going to be material. They may be sculpted in, but the detailing here is superb. and it's an unusual one, this one. I think you've got to be a fan of the movie, fan of horror, to get this guy up and displayed, because it might upset your visitors. But yeah, overall, fantastic. What can I say about that shot that I haven't already said? Just stunning, absolutely stunning. Another great close-up there, that wet look, perfect. And finally, they're giving us the dimensions. So you're looking at 23.5 inches in height, 23 inches wide, 15 inches deep. You're going to need some acreage in the display for this one. It's a big chap, but I think it needs to be. And obviously, telepod included, it's going to be coming in with some weight to it, as well as some height and width. So there you have it, folks. That's PCS's take on Brundle Fly, aka Jeff Goldblum, from the Cronenberg classic, the 80s classic The Fly. What are your thoughts on this piece? Are you a fan of the movie? Are you a fan of Cronenberg? Are you a fan of horror? Are you a fan of quarter scale statues? What are your thoughts on any of those subjects? What are your thoughts on this piece? Will you be picking it up? Is it an easy pass? Anything at all. Nothing is off menu, as always. So please drop a comment in the comment section below. I would be fascinated to hear your take on this. So I guess that wraps it up for this preview, folks. I hope it's been useful for you. I'm going to go and lie down in a darkened room now and wait for the 26th to arrive. Yeah, until next time on the channel. Oh, what's coming up on the channel? Nearly forgot. In the 1/6 scale world, we have Connor McLeod from Highlander in 1/6 scale from Iconic Studios. We've got plenty more previews, we've got plenty more reviews, we've got quarter scale statues and action figures, as I mentioned at the top there. And we've got a new tour video coming up. So all this stuff that you see behind me here, all the stuff that's over there, all the stuff that's up there will be going under the camera as well. So be sure to stay tuned for that. So I suppose all that remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching, as always. And until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves and happy collecting.